Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Scale Modeling with Mike Ashey. Today we're going to do a tape-up review of the Tamiya HMS King George V. This kit came out around the same time as the classic USS Missouri by Tamiya, and this is a pretty good kit. So we're going to step you through the tape-up of it and show you where some of the areas are that you need to concentrate your skills, and we'll give you some tips on how to step up your game and really detail this model. So, let's get started.
Tamiya captured the shape of the hull and the superstructure very well. The overall appearance of the model is very distinctive, just like the real ship. The hull is also a one-piece injection molded part. Almost all of the deck fittings, such as the small ventilators and the main deck spray shields, are molded onto the deck. All the main deck 20mm gun tubs are separate parts. I recommend replacing the kit's 20mm guns with either Blue Ridge models or Black Cap models 3D printed parts. The aft deck fittings, such as the small square and rectangular ventilators, are also all molded onto the main deck section. The lower superstructure center is essentially flat for the numerous small boats that the ship carried. The side keels are nicely molded, and the armored hull siding is also very well molded. Gold Medal Models makes an excellent brass photo etch detail set for this kit, and I highly recommend it. The secondary gun turret platforms fit well against the superstructure sides and the edge of the hull. The upper forward bridge superstructure is made up of several pieces. The superstructure sides of the secondary turret platforms have no surface detail, so this will need to be added. Stepping in closer to the forward bridge area, you can see that the window framing is a bit thick. However, the windows can easily be painted with the tip of a 0.1mm drafting pen. The bridge area has several parts, and they'll all need to be tweaked to get a really tight fit. The roller door detail is very well done, as well as the overhead door details. Black Cap Models makes beautifully detailed 3D printed 14, 25, and 27-foot Royal Navy boats, and I recommend that you replace the kit parts with these 3D printed parts. Tamiya also molded storage boxes onto the sides of the superstructure parts. All the port side superstructure parts fit together nice and tight. The forward starboard side superstructure parts also fit together just as tightly as on the port side. I recommend replacing the kit's 2-pounder pom-pom guns with Black Cap Models 3D printed parts, as they are beautifully detailed. The surface detailing on the aft superstructure on the starboard side mirrors the detail on the port side. The aft 40mm quad boffer mounts should be replaced with Black Cap Models 3D printed parts. The main deck comes in 3 sections, and the fit of the forward main deck to the middle deck section is tight on both the starboard and port sides. The fit of the aft main deck to the center deck is also tight on both the starboard and the port sides. The kit's oval life rafts should be replaced with Black Cap Models 3D printed life rafts. The fit of the stern deck area to the hull has some minor voids, but these can easily be filled with thin strips of plastic. The deck scribing is also raised but very thin and tiny, almost indistinguishable in width and height. The bow also has some minor voids, and these too can easily be filled with thin plastic strips. The anchor chains will need to be carefully scraped off with a stencil knife and the chain plating sanded smooth. The port side deck to hull connection on the aft main deck section will need some tweaking to get it to sit flush with the side of the hull. Note the distinctive edging on the armored hull plating. The forward main deck section has the same problem as the aft deck section, and here again some tweaking will be needed to get it to sit flush against the side of the hull. All the small ventilator boxes will require a lot of masking if you choose to have a natural wood deck color. There are positioning protrusions on the inside edge of the hull for the main deck. Removing them will help position the main deck sections better. These main deck inserts have a fairly tight fit to the deck, and they'll be hard to see once the center superstructure section and the secondary turret platforms are set into place. The splinter shields have the correct outward curved edging. Some of the decking has mold punch outs that will need to be either filled, covered, or sanded smooth. All the small parts also have mold punch outs. For this mass part, a light wet sanding with a flexifile will remove the mold punch outs. Lastly, check all the parts closely for mold seams and remove them. Some of them are very obvious, but others are tiny and hard to see.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed the tape-up review of this beautiful model, and don't forget to visit us at www.mikeashey.com. Have a great day and be safe.